break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I'm here with a really cool video because I was like, you know what? Every time I do a tutorial, every single time I do a tutorial, I say, oh, now we're gonna take this brush that you see me use in every tutorial, and I always say the same thing, like, I'm gonna take this brush that I use in every tutorial and that I use in every tutorial, but I never actually go into detail as to what the brush is, why I like it, how come I only use the same brushes over and over. So I wanted to do a dedicated video where I talk strictly about just my favorite eye brushes, just my favorite face brushes, just my favorite, you know, beauty tools. So I'm thinking of doing like a 3-part video series where I talk about my favorite eye brushes, my favorite face brushes, and then my favorite beauty tools. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'm still doing it. So I thought we would start off with eye brushes because when I do tutorials, I basically just do the eye portion of it. So I thought that I would talk about those first because you see me talk about them all the time and I don't really go into detail. So I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer to show you the brushes in detail. And of course, all of these will be listed in the description box below, like in all my videos, in case I talk too fast or you're like, Dani, slow down, what the heck? Which was that brush again? Welcome to my face. I know you guys have missed that. I don't know why I forget to do it. I don't know why you guys like it so much, but I promise I'll try and do it and I won't forget. So these are my favorite eye brushes. There's not that many of them, and I'll explain to you why that e.l.f. one has a weird dot on it in a second, but those are my favorite eye brushes, and I use them for every single eye look ever. You could literally... You could edit my videos where you insert or where you Photoshop a different color and I would still do the same exact techniques in every single look, and I would use the same exact brushes. So I think it's important to identify yourself with certain brushes and find the ones that really work out for your eye shape, for your lid type. So for me, these are the ones that have worked, and they've probably worked because I have this much retail space in my eyelid area. So the first brush that you always see me use in all my videos is from Bdellium tools, and this is the 778. This is a giant flat shader brush. You can see it's flat and then it's really chubby, and this is my favorite for right under the brow bone, and I take any color that I use right underneath my brow and I bring it down all the way to my crease. So I brush all, like whatever matte highlight shade I'm using, I put it here and I bring it down to the crease. And this is awesome because it deposits the perfect amount. It's really soft and it helps you blend out your transition shade. So this would be a brush that I recommend for beginners because if you're just getting into eyeshadows, you're gonna need a lot of help with blending. And if you bring down your brow bone color to your crease, it's going to help you blend out your transition shades. So keep that in mind. The other one that I forgot to share with you, I probably should have talked about this one first, is the Deluxe Crease brush from Real Techniques. This comes in the eye set, I believe. Don't quote me, but I'll have it linked in the description box. And this is a synthetic brush. And the reason I like this brush is because I dip it into my paint pot. Let me show you. I dip it into my paint pot. I get a lot of product on there and then I distribute it all over my eyelid from my lash line all the way to my brow bone, and then I run it along my lower lash line. And that primes my eyes in like 2 seconds and I don't have to dip my finger into this pot, which you guys know how I feel about dipping my finger into stuff. So make sure it's a synthetic brush so that it doesn't absorb the product, and once you wash it and dry it, it goes exactly back to its shape and natural state of when you initially bought it. So synthetic brushes are nice because they last forever and ever and ever and ever. So after I apply my base with my synthetic brush, and then I apply my brow bone highlight down to my crease. I always, always, always go in with a giant fluffy blending brush like this one. I didn't know what I was doing with my life until my friend Samantha gave me the E40. I'm not a Sigma affiliate. I don't have a discount code for you guys or anything. I'll list Samantha's link down below in case you guys are interested. But I didn't know anything about life. until I discovered this E40, or until she gave it to me, because originally I was using my MAC 217, but it really wasn't getting product up to this area right here. It was just getting it to the crease, like right into the crease. So my eyelid looks were shrunken. They weren't blown out or diffused enough. After this brush came into my life, my goodness, life just has understanding now. Now I can say that, you know, I've seen a unicorn, basically. So I take my transition shade, whatever neutral brown, plum, whatever color I'm using, I dip it into my shadow, and this just goes arbitrarily across windshield wiper motions, just arbitrarily across, over and 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 over, and it just deposits the perfect amount of product. It's all of these brushes, you guys, honestly, I always tell you, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 4 dogs. Like, I just love to play with makeup. These aren't like my professional tools to create a professional look. These are the tools that I have discovered that help me create looks where I don't look terrible. You know what I mean? where I create looks that I'm happy with, that are easy for me, that make me feel confident in the looks that I create. So that's the E40. After I go in with my transition shade, I have to focus on the crease. And you see that deeper shade right here, that like plum color, and that always goes with my MAC 217 or my Coastal Scents 250. They're the same exact brush. Same brush. Same brush. And this one is a fluffy blending brush, but it's more narrow, so it really focuses on the center of the crease and the outer V. So you can see that diffused plum look is thanks to this beautiful brush right here. So if you're having trouble like locating your crease and you have similar eyes like me, this one is foolproof. Like, this is the foolproof recipe for giant doe eyes on how to apply eyeshadow. Then I use the e.l.f. $1 eyeshadow brush. This isn't even from the studio line, I don't think. This is like the basic one, like the basic e.l.f. brand. And I use this for the lid, to pack color onto the lid. I have like 6 of these. They last forever. You wash them, they regain their shape. They don't shed. They're fantastic. They're $1. And the reason this one has a black dot, or it's like a navy blue dot with polish, is because when I do darker looks or smoky eye looks, I want to use certain brushes for dark shadows. Like if I'm gonna use a navy blue or a black eyeshadow, I'm gonna use this brush. This brush, because I know this is the black brush, and if I didn't get a chance to wash it or use my Vera Mona color switch on it, I don't want to accidentally ruin my eye look with like a dark shadow. So if I see this dark spot, I'm like, okay, don't use that one, reach for a different one. So that's why that dot is there. But you guys, this one is perfect for the lid. Even if you wanted to smudge out your lower lash line, this one's really good for that too. And then my last one is this pencil brush from EcoTools. This pencil brush is really good for smoking out the lower lash line, or kind of smudging out your eyeliner. Also really good for doing like eyeliner with eyeshadow. So if you're gonna do eyeliner with eyeshadow right here, it's really good for that. Or if you're learning how to do cut crease, or if you're learning how to apply your outer V shadow. Like if you want extra dimension, I just usually use 2 colors in this area. If you want extra dimension, this one deposits the perfect amount of color right in the outer V. So you just deposit it with this brush, and then you can blend it out with like a blending brush. So I really like this one. This one's kind of janky because it comes with a sharpener on one end, and I just ripped it off because a sharpener on a brush is kind of weird to me. So yeah, it's the pencil brush from EcoTools. So it's really good, like I said, for if you're going to do a really natural eyeliner look using a dark shadow instead of an actual eyeliner. You just take a dark color shadow and smudge it out right next to your lash line. You can deposit color here. You could smudge out your lower lash line. So these are my favorite, my top 6 eyeshadow brushes, and I didn't count these as 2 because they're dupes for each other. So these are my top 6 eyeshadow brushes. They're really good, you guys. If you want to create an infinite amount of looks, you don't have to have like a giant collection. I literally had 3 brushes. I had 3 brushes that I would do all my eye looks with, for the first year that I had my channel and about 2 years before that when I just watched YouTube and I didn't actually film, I would do all of my eye looks with these 3 brushes. I would do this for the transition and the crease. I would do this one for my brow bone and my lid, and then I would do this one for the outer V and smudging the lower lash line. So literally for like 3 years, these were the only 3 brushes I used. So it goes to show that you just kind of find your technique, you find your little comfort zone of how you like to apply your shadow, and you will identify with certain brushes. But you know, based on me and my experience with how many brushes I've used, I always go back to these. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, all of these brushes will be listed in the description box below, so check there for prices, linking, all of that goodness. Please let me know your thoughts about this series in the comment section below. And as always, if you guys found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye guys!